Good day, friends. It is me, HLModTech, and a user asked me about articulated text and Tinkercad. I've done some work, so let's get cracking. Alright everybody, so here is the technique I've come up with. Instead of basic shapes, switch to text and numbers and bring out your letters for your name. My name is Mike, so I'm going to bring out the M. The second step is to hold down Shift and stretch it. Take this number along this side and change it to 15 and press enter. Notice they all snap to that exact same size. We're going to take this number and make it 10. So it's 10 high and it's 15 on this side. We need that to be the same for every letter. So with Mike, I'm going to bring out the I. Once again, I'm going to hold Shift, stretch it to Crazyville, and then we're going to type that number 15. And then we're going to change the height to 10 and press enter. I'm going to grab the K. Same trick. Stretch, 15 and press enter. Make the height 10 and press enter, and then we need to find the E, bring it out, Shift, stretch, 15, press enter, change the height to 10. Now if you've got more letters, you'll have to bring out more letters. This will be the beginning. That will be the same for all of us. Your last letter will be the end, and then the tricks I show you for the middle are what you'll do to connect all the others. Now if you're looking behind me, friends, that is a graveyard of attempts. I've worked on all these to try and find the coolest strategy. So right now we've got our words. The next thing we're going to do is build our parts. To do that, let's hit work plane and find any of your letters that are flat on this side. We're going to go back to basic shapes, and we need a few pieces. The first one is a cylinder. Bring it out, make it round, and then zoom out so you can see the edge. Hold Shift, shrink it, and we want to type size 9. And then we want to change its thickness to 5. We also want to give it a bevel of 2, and we want to take the slider all the way to 10, and we'll move that in a minute. We need another one that is size 7. I'm going to bring it out here. Once again, make it round. This time I'm not going to mess with the bevel. Hold Shift and shrink it. Type the number 7 and press enter. So you can tell larger and smaller. We also need these torus. I'm going to bring it out. I just want to stick it on this flat side. I don't care that they're running into each other. And I need this one to be 3. I need this one to be 3. And I want to make the sides 24. I also want to find the middle handle, and instead of 2, I want to make it 3 so it's a little more sturdy. I'm going to delete this one down here. I want to make one more of those, but I'm going to put it down here. It's a special one. So I'm going to put work plane on this flat edge of the letter. We're going to still bring out a torus, but this will be the one that's for the keychain. So its numbers are going to be 3.5 and then 3. And then we're going to still make the sides 24. When we click on its edge, we also want to change its thickness to 4. So it's just bigger in every direction, so it's more sturdy. Let's put our work plane back to the ground and get this organized. So I'm going to click on this piece and hit D to drop. D to drop, D to drop, so they are all down on the ground, and then I'm just going to pull them out to locations so I can use them later. Those old ones I had, I'm going to delete. Once again, drop this one so it is ready to use as well. So now we need to create this little guy. It is super simple. I need you to bring out a sphere. When you set the sphere down, I need you to change its measurements one at a time. We are typing 7 and press enter. We are typing 3 and press enter, 4 and press enter. Now we have got that sweet little egg shape right there. We do need another cylinder real quickly. Work plane on something flat, bring out your cylinder, make the side 64, make the bevel 2. Notice you do have to press enter, and then we're going to turn on those segments. And then we're going to hold Shift and squeeze, and then the number we're typing is size 3. We want to change its length, though, to 9 and press enter. Let's put the work plane back down on the ground. And then we need to take this and rotate it 22.5 degrees. So when I click on this, I'm going to use Fit View. And I just want to find this handle. And friends, if you stay close to the blue shape with your mouse, it takes one snap to make 22.5 degrees. I'll back up so you can see that a little better. See how it snaps right to 22.5 degrees. We're then going to take this over here and do Control D. We're going to nudge the other over here, And then I'm simply going to use the arrow keys to nudge it into place. When we do control up, 1, 2, it lines up perfectly. I'm going to switch my nudge to something smaller, and I'm just trying to get it so that it's totally swallowed up on this side. And then I'm going to take this one, and I want that to be totally swallowed up as well. This is not perfectly measured, but it is the design that we want, and you need to group it. I'm going to delete my old ones because I don't need them anymore. And now, friends, we have got all of the parts that we're going to use to build our sweet keychain. Alright friends, let's start by lining things up. Right there I selected all 4 letters. I'm going to hit align, make the M the master, and now they're lined up. I'm going to nudge them closer to each other. Let's switch to a 1mm grid so that nudges just a little faster. I think that's going to be good. I think this is going to be good right here. And then I think this is also going to be good. We need to attach this piece to this. So notice I selected both of them. Click align, make the M the master, and I want it to go to the middle, and I'm going to put it right on this end. I've got to find a place I can click it, and then I'm just going to nudge it out so that the whole hole is poking out. I'm going to make sure I hit D to drop it to the right height, and then those 2 pieces are going to be grouped. The next step is to cut a hole in this end. We're going to do that with this piece. Once again, Control D. I'm going to drag it close. I'm going to select the 2 items. Click align, click on the red one, front edge, middle. So this is that part hiding inside here. Notice I've got it selected, and I want to push it out 5 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is going to cut in the location so this ring doesn't get fused to our M. Let's select those 2 pieces and group them. Now we need to attach this little hook. Once again, friends, Control D so you don't lose your template. Bring it close, select the 2, choose a line, click on the M. We want to make the M the master, center, and we want to go front edge. We go 4mm forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want to raise this up 1.5mm, so I'm going to switch to the 0.5mm nudge, and I'm going to go control up 1, 2, 3 times so that that has reached that height, and then let's group the letter M. It is now finished. Alright everybody, that was a lot of steps, but in the end this is worth it, I promise. Right now we need to do the letter I. So first I want you to grab this, find the black handle because that only goes one direction, and make it crazy long. I'm going to say 15 so that way it stretches past all of these letters. So friends, with it stretched, let's make a duplicate, Control D, so we always save our templates, and then we want to select those 2 items. Click align. Make sure you make the pink one the master, or whatever letter color yours is. We want to center it this way, we want to center it vertically, and we want to go to the center. Now we're going to click on this and we're going to nudge it to the front edge. What you are doing is going past half. For mine it took 3 clicks, and then I'm going to take those 2 and I'm going to group them. So I've just cut out room for this part right here. Now we're going to bring over the hook, Control D. I'm going to get it close. Once again, select the 2, click align, make that pink one the master, and we want to go center. And you can click center, but then what you're going to do is nudge it with the arrow keys until it goes around that pin. Now you can click on your eye and you can nudge it in so it's going to connect just the way you want. So you can see there are gaps all the way around that, so when it's done it will be able to move. I think I can go one more click, which I think looks pretty cool. And now we need to repeat the process so that this part is on this side. So first, Control D, bring over this part. I'm going to hold down Shift and click those 2. I like to see it from an angle. I'm going to click Align, choose the pink one, and remember we want middle. And I'm also going to say middle. And then I'm going to nudge this out so that it's on this side. So this will give me the area that's going to run into it. I don't want to cut this piece. So right now I'm going to lock it real quick. And then I'm going to take these two and group them. So notice that part stayed. This now has the hole for the new one coming in. And then I can click on this part and unlock it. And we need to make one of these on this side. Remember, we do Control D. I'm going to select the two, click Align, always make your letter your master, and we want to go center, and we want to go front edge. Remember, we wanted to nudge it 4 millimeters forward, so real quickly, let's switch back to 1 millimeter, and we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we want to go 1.5 millimeters up, so that was switch to 0.5 millimeter and go 1, 2, 3. This letter is complete. I'm going to hold down Shift and select all the pieces. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And when we group them, it takes a moment to group, but your eye is completed. Just like that. Let's do the K quickly. Notice we do have to nudge it out. We are going to Control D, bring out another one of these. Hold down Shift and click on your part. Click Align, click on the shape. Remember, we want it centered and front edge. Then we're going to nudge it back till it's past half. That looks perfect. Select the two and group them. Now we can nudge this a little closer. And then we need to bring this guy over. Control D. I'm going to get them close. Nice little super quick, do a select, do a line, click on the K, and we want it to be middle and front edge. When we look in there, we can find it, and then you can simply nudge it back into place. Alright friends, I want to nudge that a little more perfect, so I'm going to switch to 0.1, and I think I want it right there. I also hit the letter D just to make sure it was at the right height, because you don't want anything hanging beneath your project. Friends, we are to the end of my name. Your name may be longer, but here's what we have to do. Notice this K has got a bend in it, so I'm not going to cut this gap up here. I'm going to just do Control D because I want to save my template. Bring this over, click Align, make the K the master, and once again we want it centered, and I'm going to go front edge. When I look at that, it needs to move out just a couple clicks. Notice I had it on 0.1, so I'm going to switch to 1 millimeter. So there's 1 click, 2 clicks. I think that's going to be fine. Now I'm going to go to my E. Once again, Control D. Select those two pieces. If you ever make a mistake, just do Control Z. So I select those two pieces, click Align, make the E the master, choose center, choose middle, choose front edge. Missed my front edge. Once again, Control Z. Let's do that Align, E master, front edge. So 1 millimeter nudge, 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks pretty sweet. Select the two and group them. I'm going to nudge it closer. I think that will work pretty darn nifty. Grab the last little piece, Control D, and from a distance, watch this, Shift Select. So the two shapes are selected. Click the E, center, front edge. Let's zoom in and nudge him back. Make sure I've got the angle that he's gonna be exactly where I want. To get that perfect spot, I'm gonna do the 0.1. And then don't forget, we got to raise this up. There's my 0.5, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, or a total of 1.5 millimeters. Now that wraps around the way I'd expect, and we are ready to group those parts. I've got those two grouped, and I'm going to group the K and the blue piece. Notice it says two shapes and group. Friends, you have just created your own name as an articulated keychain. If you've got all these extra things, make sure you only select the part that matters, and then you can hit export as an STL for 3D printing. I'm going to change mine to say Mike, and I've probably made a few of these, so I'm going to put V2, and I'm going to hit save. Friends, after about a half an hour, you end up with a sweet articulated keychain. How cool is that? So my friends, if you make your own name, don't forget you can share it with me. If you click on this little collaborate button, you can generate a link, copy the link, and you can ship it to me with any of your social media. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and Gmail at HLModTech. You can also find me on Twitter. I am HLTinkercad. Also, friends, if you visit HLModTech.com, I have got a tab dedicated to Tinkercad. We have circuits, code blocks, the 100 Light Club, the Designer Showcase, and Tinkercad projects like this one that you can 3D print. Friends, down at the bottom right-hand corner, there is a sweet messaging app. If you ever want to reach out, you can get a hold of me almost instantly. Lastly, friends, I hope you had a ton of fun, and I hope you noticed that I did a lot of trial and error while I was making this. I found something that I think will work in my classroom. You may find better, cooler ways to do this. If you do, please reach out, share what you find out, and just make sure you're having fun tinkering. Friends, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you got a question, comment, or a suggestion, add it down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button, and last but not least, hit that notification bell if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new video from me, HLModTech. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.